So speaking of breath, I would love for us to just start in a collective breath. I know folks had to come through traffic and highways and byways, and so you want to close your eyes or look at something in the space. But I just want to invite you all to take 3 deep breaths, and then I'll start. So take a deep breath in and slowly let it out. This next deep breath, see if you can let go of one thing in your body, one area you're holding tension. Take a deep breath in and let it out. This last deep breath, slowly allow yourself to come back to the space. And take a deep breath in and let it out. I don't want to remember my life before mermaids. I was raised by saltwater queens, blessed by magical beings of mythic proportions, daughters of Yemeya and Gumbo. Those who remind me of the beautiful resilience that lives within us. Coiled crowns adorned with cowrie goddesses, who maintain the grace of a gazelle with the ever-changing tides, mes sifins, my mermaid queens. Flowing, crashing, rising. My grandma Genevieve. Cayenne pepper royalty, celestial matriarch, soft yet steady as a metronome in the kitchen with a laugh that could brighten any dim room. Unafraid of what is to come because her certainty is founded in love. Her greatest comebacks came from her greatest setbacks, flowing through the roughest currents and remaining strong. Flowing, crashing, rising. Mother Teresa. Calming like rosemary and gentle as gardenia's earth warrior, who taught me to value and protect all forms of life, holding space for her softness and her offspring, unconditionally magical. Conjuring potions that transform the flu into a slight sniffle, she grew in the midst of adversity, never allowing fear to stop her pursuit, crashing against every judgment or expectation with determination, flowing, crashing, rising. Mes sifins, my mermaid queens. Cousins who remind me that I could do anything. Sisters that challenge me to seek softness in times of pain and trauma, to look at myself in a mirror, untarnished by self-loathing. My aquatic angels, who kept me sane when all I thought I could ever be was crazy. Loving with our hearts wide open, guided by our gut feelings and our star signs, rêveurs, croyants, amants, and guerriers. Dreamers, believers, lovers, and warriors, rising above black holes of doubt, insecurity, and fear, flowing, crashing, rising. That's our first one. I also have a few, and then the ancestor, that was what we were all assigned. I followed the assignment. So the kind of road I want to take us on is starting off kind of sweet. It gets a little, like Kevin said earlier, just take care of yourselves and your bodies. If you feel activated, honor that and breathe through it. I want to say that before I go to the next one. So this next piece is still sweet. And it is coming from a play that I've been working on. Have you ever felt like honey? Soft and tender, sweet and luscious, ripe and ready for everything. A full glass of water, breeze flowing, geranium fragrance, sand between my toes. Grains of rice between my fingers, the smell of rain. Liberating love like breathing deeply. Watching the sunset on the water, moon in my mouth, ball of yarn turned blanket, placemat crocheted moments, and the coast belongs to our ancestors. Losing recipes like languages on tongues frozen in time. Magic lives in these taste buds, swelling with sacred meditations you call recipes. 3 cups of laughter, 2 cups of courage, whole heart or nothing. A 4th cup of roux in this fricassee. 1 teaspoon of sea salt over your left shoulder. A half teaspoon of faith, just in case. Season to taste. Just remember to say grace. So this piece I want to give a little bit of background on. It's called Unexploded Ordnance, and I was born on a military base that is now a university, but it's a little known fact. There are unexploded ordnance. There are bombs that never went off that are just there now. And so in the midst of the wars that we are constantly seeing, I wanted to kind of pay respects to that. In the belly of the beast we sit, consuming, producing, unfolding, dreaming of liberation. Beyond monotonous, comfort, conjured in a realm of fear. These moments of cheer, know nothing yet, crave everything. How can you identify genocide? Names written on limbs of children in churches, hospitals, and homes. After you are called animals, for the 3rd time you scream. We listen, we question, we rage. Light burns across your eyelids from bombs in the night. You don't know sleep. Can't remember a time when you could breathe. There are fires to burn, places to rebuild. If only we could end this uneven war. How can you identify genocide? In hospitals, churches, and homes. Carpets bombarded by malicious intent. Obliteration mission. Co-signed by stars and stripes. Blood red. White flags. Blue poppies. The isolation of oppression will not persevere. Together we rise. Together we fight. Together we get free. This next piece, I was really just overall just blessed to work with MOAD, Black Vader Press, this past month. Had a series of just powerful readings. We had authors go through the space. If you haven't been to MOAD lately, please go. And folks wrote ekphrastic pieces in conversation with the pieces there. And so, again, I was honored to be there for all of the readings. And I got to be with the art often. And so I wrote this piece in response to being in the space. Photographs remember us as we were. A faceless knowing, flower petal skeleton, outer body stitching time, we can never be buried. Oh, mother of sweet things, let honey be enough. Golden rays peek into coves, clear cerulean, sapphire spills into deep indigo. To struggle, to fly, to fly. When everything remains, spirit changes. Saltwater contraband leaks out of my face. Hour clock dunes cascade in time, lunar rhythms give way to Cheshire grins that seep into our veins, to hold and be held. We bleed blue-black, lightning bugs, born in shotgun shacks, bred at the bottom of the sea. Oh, mother of sweet things, transatlantic metamorphosis, in hues of lavender we breathe, submerged. We survive, surrender to the air, to the fire, to the water, to the wind. You can write it.
Mm-hmm.
So my last piece before I do the ancestor piece, I also live in Oakland, and for folks who don't know, I think right now about 500 of the folks missing in Oakland are Black women and girls. And I think it's important to name that there's also an issue of human sex trafficking. And so most people don't know is that Black women make up 40% of humans being trafficked in the United States of America. This piece is called I Dare You. I dare you to see Black girls, to witness the almond-colored triumph in our eyes, to recognize Black girls beyond the colonizer lies. I dare you to release instant gratification and exploitation. Our pain cannot be fixed with a Band-Aid. Black girls are not gas stations or shopping malls. We are short and fat and thin and tall, wilting and blooming. So much more than the eye can see. We wear crowns that can get heavy. I dare you to hold space for Black girls who bloom in a drought. Black girls who ask too many questions and don't learn from our mistakes. From the sweetest sunflower to the thorniest rose, I dare you to embrace Black girls who are falling apart in front of you. Black girls who are too loud, too fast, and have an attitude. Black girls with beads and barrettes and scars we can't forget. I dare you to be courageous, to stand up and love Black girls who could use a hug or two, deserving of care and adoration. Mama, mentor, auntie, you are a mirror of joy and affection. Granny, teacher, sister, I dare you to stop saying this ain't your problem, to stand up and fight, be the glimmer of light. I dare you to protect Black girls, to shine brighter than the storms you face, to be a lighthouse when fog rolls your way, to move with deliberation and grace. So a lot of my writing explores family and it explores Black girls and our journeys and the things we come across. And I've really been inspired by Akilah Oliver, if you haven't heard of her. She is an ancestor, and this book is called the She Said Dialogues, Flesh Memory. And what I love about, I just want to tell you a little bit about her before I read it, because I'm like, we gotta uplift. What I love about what she created is flesh memory. We all know what that means when we hear it. And I think that really sitting with the senses, the memory of our bodies, the ways that, there are things that came with us that were not all bad, has really spoken to me. So this piece is called She Said, Talk to Grandmother in Cycles, for Mrs. Bina Bobo. So this is what you ancients meant by crying time? I have not been good. I have not been bad. Sometimes I haven't been nothing at all. Gray-haired lady, white-haired lady, perfect witch of high pitch, bathe me nice in kitchen sink. General Hospital plays in black and white, tears. All the promises grew up. Be a good lady. Hey, lady. He ain't never coming back, that blonde-haired Jesus now is he. If I see death first, I'll tell him to treat you good. If you see him first, tell him to let me hang out with you. Feathery clouds. I put most of my coins in the gold-tinted tin plate for you. The others went for soda pop. I hope you don't mind my minor transgressions. White-haired lady, where your rifle at now? Cataract eyes. I'll try to shoot straight, be unafraid, never bury half my children, never promise lofty world trips again. Weep. B.B. King and Lucille Shudder in overstuffed rooms. Picture albums. Junk, antiques, precious. All of it you precious in retrospect too late. Snow at winter's edge. My mama, a big bird, flew away to sun. Come on in now. It's getting on time for supper. Y'all, tablecloth. I want pork again, and I want it now. Negroes and nostalgia. I never heard you sing. I never saw you cry. Cackling hens laugh, spit that snuff straight. I'm trying to be as honest as grief will allow. I'm trying to be saved. I'm trying to sin. I'm trying to hush these tears. Hush. Somebody's calling my name.